Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs? Thank the Mickey Mutineers. They invented them.
There are thousands of Disney podcasts on the internet, and this is one of them. I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
I'm Jordan.
And you're listening to Yeah, Mickey Mutineers! And Ryan.
Can't we put like a little version of me, like just like a, I guess they're all cardboard cutouts, but me being like, and me.
That's me.
But it's only for like certain episodes. Yeah, no, Jordan's absolutely right. This whole thing is totally, and I helped it, and I helped.
Just make like Ryan specific intros.
Yeah,
there you go.
But, like do it very bootleg, where it's like all the music stops and like you just flip the paper over.
Have you seen our intro?
No, that's what I'm saying. Even more bootleg. Like bootleg enough to where a moonshiner is like, that's really, really bad.
I'll do it. Jordan's gonna be pissed because I've promised so many intros and I've made one. But
well, I mean, you've made multiple like variations of like, you know, dinosaur, Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, that dinosaur was the
it.
one I need to animate.
Well, I guess we don't. I guess we can probably say goodbye to dinosaur.
Oh, right.
No, now's the perfect time to do it. Just
Hey.
let that run forever.
Wait, hold on, guys. Tonight, we all went to D23 and we're going to talk about it.
I'm still there.
Technically, if we go off my name, I was kind of there.
It's true. Anyway. Let's talk some Disney! It's the earliest I've ever hit that button.
Huh.
All right.
I hit that button pretty early quite often.
I don't know what that means. No,
wait.
what are you referencing?
Nothing.
That's weird.
Cool. It was really neat. And this is a great segue. I did really enjoy my time on, I'll flashback on Friday. I was just on my phone, just constantly updating Twitter, looking for like what happened entertainment wise, like with movies and TV for D23. So I did really enjoy my time on Saturday being in a group chat with the three of you and just like sharing what, 3-4 different live streams, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we had one live stream going, and I wish I could remember what channels they were even on, but I can't. I have no idea what they were on.
So, like, because I didn't get a chance to. Sorry, I hadn't. I'm on the back end of an upper respiratory thing. So would the live streams kept getting taken down? Is that what was going on?
You would think it's that. Like that is the safe bet, is that they were being taken down. And what it was just the first guy's internet just sucked. Like he wasn't connecting to the right channel, I guess. So it just kept like dropping and freezing.
But not till like halfway through. It was good for a while.
Yeah, no issues. Like even audio wise, it was actually pretty good. You can make out what everyone was saying. You can see the screen very well. But we hopped over to a second guy's and he was more to the side. And his was pretty good. But my favorite thing that happened with it was about maybe 20 minutes into his stream. He was like, hey guys, I have 2% battery left. I didn't think this was going to go on as long as it did. So
Yeah.
And buddy, same.
Didn't it cut off his like sentence? He was like, so I guess I'm gonna, and it just cut.
Yeah.
One of them I was watching, like, it did something weird, and I restarted it. It started from the beginning. So I guess that was
Wait, it started from the beginning?
It must have ended because you're accessing the archive of when it streamed, so it starts at the beginning.
So you're saying Josh wasn't messing with the time continue like that?
Yes, exactly like that.
Josh is going to start the beginning of this show. That's going to be weird.
He's the Mickey Mutineers looper.
What an awful curse.
It hurts to laugh.
Oh, Jordan, you might not want to be on this podcast tonight, buddy.
Yeah.
I should before we get into we're just gonna jump right into the. Here's the way I see this show going. We're gonna do entertainment. We're gonna do parks. It doesn't sound like much, but there's so much.
Well, entertainment, I think, will probably fly by for the most part, right? Because parks is probably where we're going to spend a lot of our like conversing.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
have like 3 things to mention about entertainment. I don't remember most of it. I just remember like being excited about certain things and being disappointed by it.
Well,
Excuse
so I'll
me.
tell you this. Let's go ahead and start off right off the bat.
Wait,
cannot.
wait, hold on, real quick. I was gonna say because we talked about it in the group chat that Jillian was gonna be here, and I asked her because Jillian actually was at D23. We had totally forgot that she has to actually travel back home,
Mm.
so she's probably in an airport right now waiting for a plane.
Wait, hold on. Were you assuming she was going to come on the show while she was still?
No, I just forgot she had to go home. Like I thought it was like once that live stream ended, in my mind, Jillian was home.
I figured for the price that you're paying for D23, you just live there.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's still there. She's in the parking lot somewhere. Anyway, okay, let's get right into entertainment. Sorry, Ryan, what were you saying?
No, so you're good. I mean, the main thing that I would say, I know I'm jumping ahead, is that I am honestly shocked at how much they have already filmed for the Mandalorian Grogu movie.
Well, there's like 2 scenes.
I didn't know it was shooting. I straight up didn't know that they had already started like production. I thought it was just kind of like, yeah, you know what, we'll do this at some point. But there's like characters, footage, like full on scenes, not just like, you know, partial CGI. It looked great.
That Walker scene? Oh boy.
Great.
That was
Wait, is this something that like I can go back and watch on YouTube, or is it something that was like exclusive to the audience type situation?
It was exclusive to the audience, but that and being on YouTube are not mutually exclusive nowadays.
everything we're about to talk about, I watched secondhand, much like our stream we watched.
You're not supposed to, but you can. Now, if you still can today, I'm not sure. But you totally could day of.
I watched a bunch of them on TikTok. TikTok is just a lawless wasteland.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
send
I
you
haven't
whatever I
watched,
find of it, Jordan.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to go back and see the trailers or any of the footage of the stuff, the entertainment stuff. Honestly, like, not to go too into crazy detail, just because I know we got to jump into it, but on top of like being sick for the better part of last week, and then my air conditioner dying. Yeah, we actually just signed a finance agreement so somebody can come and put in a new AC unit on Wednesday.
So not only are you sick, but you are hot.
Oh, yes.
Hot, Jordan.
That can't be good for sickness.
No, it's not. Well, it's good for the gunk and the congestion, but it's not
Jordan,
fun sleeping.
Jordan, it's a wet heat.
Not in this house.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about hot.
You're standing underneath a helicopter
in Death Valley.
Fucking running. It's 110 out.
Wet heat also just sounds gross.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Wet heat.
Stop. Pass.
If I was going to name this episode something, it would be Wet Heat. But I'm going to name it like D23. We were there.
I love that you're doing a D23 themed episode, and you're going to stick with the name Wet Heat.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's how you know it's not a good idea, Jake. That Josh co-signed immediately.
All right, I'll just call it. I don't know. We'll figure this out. Anyway, back
These
to
23 was perfect. But yes, okay. So, Jordan, that's a perfect segue of like, I didn't watch too much. You did watch the Skeleton Crew trailer, though, right?
Yes, I did watch the Skeleton Crew trailer.
We were all hyped on that.
So I knew, excuse me, I knew kind of by just the rumors that it was going to be very Goonies-esque.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't prepared for exactly how Goonies-esque it was. So I watched the trailer, and do you just want to dive into Skeleton Crew? Is that what we're doing?
Dive in.
Sure.
All right. So when I saw the trailer, I won't lie. Like I'm you guys know me. I'm very much I like just about everything. I didn't dislike this per se, but I saw it and it was a little jarring because it opened up with a side of the Star Wars universe I just never thought I would ever see, and that's just galactic suburbia.
That's what I was gonna say, the suburbs.
It's galactic suburbia, and these kids that exist in the Star Wars universe on a galactic school bus going to galactic school, just wanting a galactic adventure, and here comes Jude Law.
Galactic Jude Law.
Yeah. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, so many people are gonna hate on this immediately. It's like so many people are gonna see this and go, not my Star Wars. And just because it's such a big juxtaposition from everything, even everything, the new stuff that we've seen.
Yeah.
It's such a big departure, but it's also something that plays like it's part of like the whole like Filoni era stuff, like the Filoni universe stuff. So I'm very curious to see if this show out Super 8's Super 8.
Super 8 was pretty great.
It's interesting because I think I don't know if I can speak for Josh on this, but of the four of us, I do think I'm probably the least informed when it comes to like a lot of information on Star Wars, like lore and stuff. I enjoy it, but I just don't know a ton of the lore. But the thing that really shocked me, and I watch almost all of the Star Wars, stuff that comes out on Disney Plus. I don't know the last time I saw something Star Wars that looked fun, like just straight up fun, not just fan service, not like, hey, we're getting into like the Mandalore lore now. It felt just more like, yeah, you know what, just space fun, space adventure, and it looks so cool. I'm so in, and I love Jude Law.
I have nothing against Jude Law. I don't know the man. We're not on first name basis, but
you and Jude don't know each other.
Damn it! You would. What I liked in the trailer though, and someone's gonna say it eventually because this is the big takeaway, was Fuzzball.
Uh-oh, what happened to?
Yeah, so you guys are gonna have to fill me in on this, and I guess this is the whole episode now. It's not just Fuzzball. There are other things that lead us to believe that it is just a Captain EO origin story. Is that correct?
I only noticed the Fuzzball.
So the robot that's kind of hunched over, it doesn't look exactly like the robot in Captain EO, but someone pointed out that his leg is a peg. Okay. And the robot in EO's leg is also a peg, and it's specifically his left one.
That's a robot that also turned into an organ.
Was it an organ or a boombox?
Was it? No, that's
or am I confusing that with Soundwave?
That's Soundwave.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it was like an electric organ or something. Hold on.
It was something. Like, it's weird how deep in my mind my Captain EO memories are. And I mean, I watched it, what was it, 2009? It wasn't that long ago. But as like, it wasn't even hidden Fuzzball. It was camera centered on Fuzzball.
Yo, like, straight up. Hold on. I'm now seeing a comparison side by side. Holy shit, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look, but that could be a Max Rebo's whatchamacallit species. But
I don't totally see this. Oh, hold on. That's I don't totally see this. I guess it's just the kid has a perm, but like people are saying that too.
But the robot, I'm looking at a side by side of the robot, and I see it.
The leg is uncanny, right?
Yeah. Because look.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got you covered. I mean, look right there. Like, I don't know if this is too hot to show on Twitch, but
look, Captain EO was produced by George Lucas.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If they sneak, like you guys just said, if they just sneak in a Captain EO origin story, I'm so in. You guys have no idea.
If there's nothing but Captain EO references in this entire series, You have no clue how happy that would make me.
I already have a new favorite Star Wars series.
Oh my God. You have no canonize Captain EO into Star Wars. Son of a bitch.
I think that's the moment where I'm like, take me out of the Matrix. Like, this can't be real.
To get out of the Matrix,
This
you
is
have to eat
clearly
this
just my
crackers.
brain cycling on itself.
Like Ryan accidentally what's the word? Damn it. No, joke's over. Sorry. Manifested. Ryan manifested this into existence. Like, you had one shot, Ryan. And
I think it's Jordan. Like, don't get me wrong, that does sound hilarious, but in terms of like whose brain is constantly cycling through Star Wars and Captain EO, I think that's Jordan.
I like that you're insinuating that Jordan is just constantly thinking about Captain EO, just constantly.
All right,
now hold on, but
yeah, well, one, you wouldn't be wrong, but it's also set to that circus tune, so it's like do 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 Captain EO.
So this doesn't have anything to do with D23. I just have to get it off my chest real quick. 2-3 weeks ago, I went to Southern Fried Gaming in Atlanta, and I wanted to push myself. I'm trying to do things in 2024 that just I haven't done before. And going to that convention,
kill screen.
I made that joke about 5 times, so you're welcome. I honored you well.
Thank you.
But there was a Halo tournament going on, and I had some buddies, and I was like, hey, let's do a Halo tournament. I've always wanted to do one. I'm not going to win. We're not going to win, but let's have some fun. And we get there, we start playing, and we're doing pretty good. We win the first round. Like, we're very excited. We're also playing like a man, a woman, and 2 kids. So unless it's a family, I don't think they know each other. So while we're playing in the tournament area, they have a couple of other games going on. And one of them is PSVR Joust, like Joust for VR.
Like the ostrich game?
No, I know what you're saying. It's not nearly as exciting. It's like literally on guard Joust.
Oh.
So
okay.
For some reason, I've never played the game. I don't know if this was in the game or they decided. They thought, well, we should play some music over it so it's more like themed jousting, not Halo. And they're like, I know. Let's play the circus music that Jordan just sang on a loop. So we had to play Halo without headphones with just the circle cycle, like for like 30 minutes. And we got trounced, like just straight murdered. Like, we did 3 rounds through 4 rounds, and we're like, cool, we're dead. Thanks, get up. And they're like, hey, it's actually best of 2 or 3, so you got to go again. And we spent another 30 minutes to like getting murked. And I swear to God, I had nightmares that night of just like getting shot and hearing like circus music in the background. Oh, I'm sorry. It was switching. It was circus music and The Entertainer. So you will never believe me ever in a million years. I did get shot on that little ping. The da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Boom! I did, and I lost my mind, and I died like 2 times before I could like collect myself. But now hearing circus music, I just feel like I'm getting shot at by a plasma gun. So thank you, Jordan.
That song was originally a battle march song.
People went to war to that song.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna trust Jordan on this one.
No, hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. You guys keep talking about movies that are coming out.
Are you sure you're not talking
can't.
about? Are you sure you're not talking about Battle Hymn of the Republic?
No, I'm not. I know what the Battle Hymn of the Republic is, Jordan.
Okay, but Jordan's question is not that insane when you're thinking of like P.T. Barnum, like bum, 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 bum.
Okay,
like people going to war on that.
Okay, the song is called "Entry of the Gladiators," and it is a military march composed in 1897 by the Czech composer Julius Fuck. You check.
Yeah, those are 2 very different pronunciations.
No,
same letters.
Then we are talking about 2 totally different songs.
We're talking about what?
2 totally different songs.
I'm about to look up that song because this can't be possible. There's no way that's right.
Because Scott Joplin's the one who wrote The Entertainer.
No, I'm not talking about The Entertainer.
No, he's talking about the P.T. Barnum theme.
No, the do that song.
Yeah,
I thought we were still on the Entertainer.
I mean, I think they're both unlikely to be Ward Deering, but
Look, I'm just gonna pull this up. This has got to be like
what is it?
public domain, right?
What's the name
Yeah.
of it?
Hold on. We're just gonna.
If you're gonna pull it up, I'll let you do it. But
Yeah, it's up. Here we go. This is Entry of the Gladiators and Military.
yeah, Jordan,
March.
read that real quick. There's no fucking chance.
This is the military marching song.
Jake.
I knew
Jake.
something.
No, we're skipping over you being right real quick. People have died to this song. That's what I just can't sit on. Like I can't figure out.
Yeah.
Like the worst possible timeline is me getting shot to death to this song.
You just told us about you getting shot to death to that song.
Yeah, but that was simulated. Me feeling a bullet in my chest, hearing a song that I associate bears on unicycles to, is not going to go well for my psyche.
Well, here, if it makes you feel any better, it was a military marching song, so they might not have died to the song, but that was definitely the last song they heard.
That's not much better. Because what if, like, and for all we know, who knows what existence looks like after life? Probably, whatever. But if you just hear the same last 30 seconds that you did before you died,
No,
no, it's just a circuit song.
but I love that song is called Entry of the Gladiators, because when you say the title Entry of the Gladiators, that's not the song I'm imagining.
I'm also imagining like a Mad Max type scenario where it's that guy with the giant organ. You know the one I'm talking about with the horns and like
that's the doof.
The doof. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean for Mad Max for sure. But I mean like there's a I Think You Should Leave sketch where a guy is I think it's Fred Willard is playing the exact organ I'm talking about at a funeral, and he's just like smashing plates and like pressing horns.
And
that's the organ I'm imagining. Yeah, like I'm imagining that on a Mad Max vehicle.
Nice.
Like that.
Oh man.
So anyways, D23. So Star Wars showed up pretty well. Jordan, there's not a ton of footage for Mandalorian and Grogu because there really was just like a recap of the past 2 or 3 seasons, whatever it was, and then like 2 scenes that they filmed.
So
But again, it looks
saw
complete.
the logo. I saw like the logo on the screen. And it looked like a logo. So
It was a logo.
One of my favorite.
They must have beat their
comments
heads
on
against the wall coming up with that title, though.
This movie has Mandalorian and Grogu. What should we call it?
The Razor's Crest.
No. We destroyed that. Season 2.
Damn.
No, one of my favorite comments I saw under this, someone said they're like, "This just looks like the same like level of quality as the TV show." And then someone was like, "Yeah, it's because most of the trailer was scenes from the TV show." There's a stark reason for that.
There wasn't too much more shown on Star Wars side. Let's just go down the list real quick. I mean, so Moana 2 showed a lot of footage, brand new trailer for that. That'll be out this November.
I've only seen the teaser where it starts off and she's kind of like running through the forest.
This isn't much more.
Okay.
They reveal that she has a younger sister now. And then that's about it. Like there's another presence out there.
The Coconut Pirates are back.
Coconut Pirates are back. Almost the exact same jokes and action are used for it. So I'm not too excited for the movie just because I did hear that it was originally supposed to be a Disney Plus series.
Yeah, that has me scared. And
then they were like, just put it in theaters.
So yeah, it's. I mean, I'm going to go see it regardless. And then,
right?
like,
yeah, I mean,
like starting with Moana 2, just a long gamut of sequels.
Oh my god! I mean, throw down them real quick. Toy Story 5, Incredibles 3.
Yeah.
What else did Pixar announce? Frozen 3
and 4.
Which Frozen 3 will probably be a 2-parter. Which, yeah, to your point, Jake, leads to 4. Lilo and Stitch live action. They announced that.
I'm weirdly excited for that.
I think it could be pretty fun.
He looks
Jordan
so
thinks
good.
too. He does look good. I think he looks as good as he could have.
Right.
I thought he looked pretty good in the still that I saw.
Yeah, we don't have a Sonic the Hedgehog situation going on here.
Someone did point out if there is not a trailer or trailers leading up to the movie of live action Stitch invading the live action animated requels or reboots,
like they did with the movie originally,
like they did with the original, then that's a missed opportunity.
Oh,
I mean, think about it.
So too.
Beauty and the Beast, they did a live action remake of it. Aladdin, live action remake.
Cinderella,
Cinderella, they did. Yeah, you could easily do that.
Yeah,
and they should, but we'll see.
Lion King, freaking, they've all been. What if all these live action movies was just leading up?
This is their end game. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, so they announced a bunch of those. So in terms of live action, they showed Mufasa in Lion King, new trailer for that this year. They showed Snow White, which stars Rachel Zegler and
was it
Gal
Gal
Gadot?
Gadot? Yeah.
Which looked a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But let me say my base was 0. Like I expected nothing.
It's my base was 0 and I walked out at a 2. Like it was more than I expected, but like now, Snow White is in the movie where I'm like, oh, they should do that live action.
Yeah, right. No, that's why I don't like there's movies I don't like. I don't like Snow White, the original. I respect it. I don't like it. I don't like Sleeping Beauty. I respect it. Not into it.
Right. Well, I mean, if you go down the story of Snow White, that's one where you could literally, like, beginning to end, tell someone in like 60-second stops.
Yeah, I mean, the original story wasn't. It was a short story. Not much happens.
Felt like a short story. No, not much happens at all. So they announced that. They showed footage of that, which it looks fine. Again, it's just very much not for me. God, I feel like I'm missing something they showed a live action or announced.
Live action. Well, there was another. I guess it's a live action movie. So, wait, we have a comment. Oh no, how long have you been here, Rob? Hi.
Hey, Rob.
Anyway, Tron Ares.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
I'm watching that reveal, and it's like Nine Inch Nails doing the soundtrack. I'm getting super pumped, and they're like Jared Leto. It's like fuck.
Nah.
You take the good, you take the bad.
I'm gonna watch the hell out of it. I love Tron Legacy.
Oh my god, I was just raving about it to a friend the other day. I need to go and rewatch it. I mean, here's the thing. Tron Legacy is impossibly good because it looks amazing. It's fairly well acted. And the score is just like, it doesn't even feel like it was made separately from the world that it exists in. Right? Mm-hmm. Like it feels very organic in that world. So whenever they announced they're making this one, I was like, well, Daft Punk has broke up. So like, barring getting them reunited, what can you do to make it feel like the same level quality of movie? Nine Inch Nails is close. The thing that I have questions on, and I'm not the Nine Inch Nails historian, so I'm not sure, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross have been doing many, many scores up until now as Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Mm-hmm. So my question is, what inspired them to feel like they have to get back Nine Inch Nails as a band for this? Because they could do it on their own.
So is Atticus Ross involved?
Was he originally Nine Inch Nails?
I'm looking myself right. I don't actually know who is in Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Trent Reznor, I'm with you.
Because to my knowledge, Nine Inch Nails is Trent Reznor. So like whatever band he hand chooses to tour with, that is Nine Inch Nails.
Got it. So they weren't like prime members.
No, Nine Inch Nails was never like Trent Reznor, Jake Hess, Ryan. Oh God, Williams. God, why did
he gets his real name? Jake got Jake Hess. Ryan gets Ryan fake name. I'm good enough to be in Nine Inch Nails, Jordan.
So I went to the Nine Inch Nails Wikipedia page, and it just says members: Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross. That's it. Which I didn't know Atticus Ross was involved in any way.
Wait, let me backtrack. You know, I pulled that from because that's your middle name, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I got it.
That's your backdraft.
Right. But no, listen, the truth is I was on a roll, but my brain was going way ahead my thoughts were going way ahead than what my brain was reacting. And then for a second there, I was like, what the fuck is Ryan's last name? I know it's Sterry.
There's a PowerPoint presentation in your head that just said the word sick. Like just in the moment, sick.
It stopped. And I was like, which, if I'm being fair, has been my entire week since last Wednesday. But anyway, so
I'll allow it.
Right. So yeah, it's Trent Reznor and then whoever Trent Reznor decides to tour with.
Yeah.
Well, there has to be a decision as to why they chose Nine Inch Nails and not just Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
But
right?
is Atticus Ross doing part of like the Nine Inch Nails collab on the soundtrack?
Oh, I have part of an answer. Rob said Reznor and Ross were on stage together for a brief moment.
There you go.
Okay, so
also that means there's something different.
Over here, Jordan's also not wrong because on the Wikipedia page it specifically says, when touring, Reznor typically assembles a live band to perform with him under the Nine Inch Nails name.
Yeah.
So in some weird way, we're all right.
Well, so when you said that Jordan was correct, I honest to God thought you were going to say that Trent Reznor has toured as Nine Inch Nails with a guy named Ryan Williams. And I was about to be like, oh, wow.
I remember my days touring with them. It was wild.
No, and again, I know what your last name is, but for some reason I was struggling, and then whenever I said it, like your middle name came out.
Honestly, you can thank Facebook for that. I think Facebook's just shouting all three at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to see what they do with it. To be honest, them talking about bringing the whole point of Tron Ares is bringing Tron out of the game into the real world. I think a lot of what makes Tron phenomenal is that you're in the game. So being out of the game and seeing those game elements in the real world, I guess it could be cool, but it just sounds kind of like, oh, that's not at all what I love Tron for. But
right.
So that's what, like, as the trailer was going on, I was like, where's the Tron bits? But then the Tron bits showed up.
So they bring, I think Jared Leto plays Ares, and they bring Ares out of the game into the real world, and he brings like the Tron cycles and like the disc to the real world.
So here's my counter argument to that. Not that I'm trying to really, shit on the movie before it comes out, because I'm not about that. But in 1980, 82, when this movie originally came out, that shit looked impressive. Now everything looks better than Tron did in real life. So like, what's the point of bringing Tron into the real world whenever there's electric cars that look like better than what the Tron cycles did in 1982?
Oh, you're right.
Most electric trucks look better than Tron.
No, I said cars.
Oh, well, sorry. Cyber trucks, I'm not counting.
No, we're not. Because those
PS1-esque graphics.
Yeah, they look like a Pontiac Aztec with PS1 graphics.
But I'm excited. I mean, we'll see how it is. Having Nine Inch Nails behind it is definitely a huge advertisement for me. So, and I don't remember anything else too amazing announced in entertainment.
There was one more. The next Avatar, which it looked like another Avatar movie. Avatar is a spectacle. I'm gonna do it. I'm
sure did. They announced the name as Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Yeah.
Showed some footage, or not footage, some like images of like drawings that they've done to show what it would look like. And that kind of like, put a pin in that, because we'll talk about that a little bit later too. Come back to that in a moment. But they announced some TV show stuff. They announced some Marvel stuff, mostly TV shows. Daredevil, Born Again had a full trailer that comes out March?
Yeah,
April?
March.
Nice.
Okay.
And the trailer, again, I watched it from someone else's screen, videoing the screen on my screen. But it looked great. It looks like Daredevil season 4. That's all I want.
Looks like they got the action right. Looks like they got the drama right. Yeah. So it's like them like A scene between Matt Murdock and Kingpin, like at a diner, talking to each other.
So good.
You can get the action right. You got to get the characters right, and it felt like they did.
And they brought back Foggy and Karen.
I need to, like that was a big deal because like the first draft or two didn't have them.
Yeah, which was a mistake.
Yeah, and then everyone, like the internet, found out about it and was like, "Yo, you got to bring them back." And I mean, they did. That was a smart move to do. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen, as far as like the Netflix Marvel stuff goes, I think I've seen maybe a third of it.
Yeah, me too. I keep trying to watch it.
Half.
I feel like I'm at like a fourth. Like I loved Daredevil. I watched an episode of Jessica Jones, couldn't get into it.
It took
never watched Iron Fist.
So I've been watching them chronologically as they've come out. So I've seen the first two Daredevil, I've seen first Jessica Jones, I've seen first Luke Cage, I've seen the first Iron Fist, and I got like 3 episodes into the Defenders.
Didn't they do 2 of Iron Fist?
Yes, but Iron Fist 2 is after Defenders.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You watched them in order when they came out.
So I haven't seen the 2 Punisher seasons. I haven't seen Daredevil season 3. I haven't seen Jessica Jones season 2, and I think there's an Iron Fist season 2 and then Luke Cage season 2.
3.
So
I don't know if there's a third Jessica Jones.
So
she was in Defenders. I know that for a fact.
So I'm like, anyway, all that to say, I'm wondering how much of that whole part of the Marvel continuity I'm going to need to know to jump into Born Again.
It does, from what I saw in the trailer, it does feel like a continuation and not like a replacement of.
Uh-huh.
So granted, I don't think you'll need to know a lot of Defenders lore to get there, but I think if you watch season 3 of Daredevil on Netflix, I do think that should do it for you.
Okay. Well, it's all on Disney Plus now, so.
It is all on Disney Plus now.
I mean, Kingpin's story got carried on through Hawkeye and Echo.
True.
So
you also have to watch Hawkeye and Echo, but
which
worth
not. Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a problem.
No, not at all.
Hawkeye was good.
Hawkeye was good.
I liked Hawkeye.
It was fun.
They talked a bit more about Fantastic Four. They played the score of it, kind of showed some like behind the scenes footage. They showed more footage of the Thunderbolts and Captain America. I guess we got our first full shot of Red Hulk. Including his face. Which someone did point out, I thought this was a really interesting fact. That scene with Red Hulk, actually no CGI. They just had an intern ask Harrison Ford what he thought of Indiana Jones, and he just hulked out right there.
No, I can see that actually. Somebody asked him, what would Indiana Jones say to Han Solo if they ever met
in the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah, he just goes. So that looks cool. Not a ton of announcements or anything, but to be honest, on the tails of or on the heels of Comic-Con and the RDJ announcement, what can you really do?
Right.
So then I think that wraps up entertainment. Did I miss anything big, Jake?
No, I think that's all I was thinking. I'm actually really excited to get into parks. So should we get into parks?
Let's talk parks. Let's talk some parks.
So here's how I want to structure this. Oh, damn it, Rob. Rob's right. Agatha.
Damn it. Okay, so funny thing about Ironheart, I forgot about it because no one's talking about it online.
Mm-hmm.
Like
including us, apparently.
Yeah, seriously. Like I don't just mean like no one cares about it. I mean like coverage-wise, announcements or anything. Nothing was online about this movie. I had to go look for the panel and the like segment of this presentation that included Ironheart and a full-blown trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who knew?
Looks cool. I'm excited.
Wasn't Ironheart originally supposed to be a movie? Or was it originally supposed to be a series and then they decided to turn it into a movie?
I think it was supposed to be a series.
I thought it was always a series, but she got introduced in Wakanda Forever.
Right. She
No,
did get
but
introduced in Wakanda Forever, but I think that the plan was always to give her a mini series like on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
and then reintroduce her later on for New Avengers and whatnot. Or
Yeah.
Young
Oh,
Avengers.
that's what. Yes, Young Avengers or whatever. Even though they're all getting older,
Yeah.
they're aging faster than they're making the movies.
Younger Avengers, not middle-aged Avengers.
But okay, I don't know if it's just me, but guys, how good does Agatha look?
Looks fun.
Yeah. I'm excited
That-
for that.
Like for a character that was a fun little, aside in a fantastic show. This show has no right looking as good as it does.
Yeah,
I
I
hope-
mean, like,
No, go ahead, Ryan.
I'll be really quick. Did I think it would be a musical? No. Did I think they would cast Patti LuPone in it? No. So I'm interested, but I'm also as interested as if you're like, hey, here's this cheesecake, and also there's chocolate syrup on the side. I'm like, cool. All right, do you want to see the chocolate syrup by itself? Like, not really, but like, cool. So we'll see. I'm excited for it. It's new Marvel. I'm going to ingest it no matter what. Jordan, you go ahead.
Oh no, I'm always a big fan of like the dark arts sorcery side of Marvel.
Uh-huh.
So I hope they just do more, like they delve really deep into that, like a little bit more stuff on like the Dark Hold and the Steven and the dark arts and type stuff like that. So that's my favorite non-X-Men corner of the Marvel universe is the dark arts stuff.
And
True.
I'm really excited for Mephisto to not show up.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna be awesome.
That's going to be a horrible time on the internet, isn't it?
You know
Everyone's
what's
like,
gonna
"Oh, I saw
happen?
Mephisto."
Mephisto's actually going to show up at the end of Doomsday, and everyone's going to be pissed. Everyone's going to be like, "Damn it, it was Doomsday."
It was Doomsday all along.
Oh,
right, now we're-
motherfucker! It's going to be Mephisto at the end of Secret Wars, isn't it? God damn it!
He's been orchestrating it the whole time.
Ah, son of a bitch!
All right, now we're gonna get into parks. So here's how I think we should do this. Just park by park. I think we should start with Disneyland Park and end with Magic Kingdom for obvious reasons. On both.
Okay.
Do you want to do Disneyland, California Adventure, then Disney World?
Yes.
We're just doing
Okay.
domestic parks.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I forgot already what's happening across the ocean.
I got you covered. Hong Kong, Shanghai, they announced that they're doing a Spider-Man
Spider-Man
ride.
coaster. Yeah.
Spider-Man coaster looks like a lot of fun. They also talked a little bit more about their Frozen park that just opened up.
Looks fantastic. So good.
I thought they announced like another portion. Oh, there's a lake that they're building that's going to be 360, and there's a show on that lake. They're doing like another water show that'll be visible from 360 degrees around.
What's is it Disneyland Paris that's getting the Lion King water ride?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, Tokyo.
No, it's Disneyland Paris, but not Disneyland Paris Park, the other park where
It's
they
their-
changed the names.
Yeah, because it's not their Hollywood
The
studios
Disney
anymore. It's like,
Adventure in
yeah.
Paris Park.
yeah.
But based on the artwork they showed, it's a Lion King live action ride.
But then they said that it's based on the cartoon.
Yeah, that was weird because like it was very much Timon and Pumbaa from like the live action. remake.
Yeah, like it was right there. And Josh Tomorrow lied to our faces. No matter what he said, it was a lie.
You don't think he would do that, right? Josh Tomorrow lie on the internet.
With that face, absolutely not, sir.
Mm.
And there's a couple of other announcements overseas, but I mean the gist of it was the new water show, the Spider-Man ride, which is I think they said was the first involvement of superheroes in Shanghai parks.
Yeah.
Mm,
No.
I thought Shanghai had the Iron Man ride, or is that Hong Kong?
Hong Kong.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have the Ant-Man and Wasp ride.
Okay.
You're right. So Disneyland. Jake, you are the closest regionally.
Yeah.
It's right behind this wall. So why don't you kick it off?
All right. So Disneyland Park, Walt's back, bitches.
In animatronic form.
Remember Walt Disney? He's back.
In pog form.
Animatronic.
Animatronic form.
So yeah,
I
they're
do
gonna-
kind of wish they would just stick Futurama to it, like just have his head in like the globe or the little like water dome.
Yeah. So that's going to rotate between that and Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
So does that mean the Lincoln animatronic is getting updated too?
Possibly, but they updated that recently.
Okay, so I've never been there. So the stage that it's on, or like I guess the attraction building, like
yeah,
when they say it's going to rotate, like obviously they'll have to like move these animatronics one way or the other. Like,
oh yeah,
they're not just like. So does that mean it's getting a whole new stage presentation? Like, are they going to extract this new Lincoln animatronic and put it on this new stage with Walt, and then like it's literally going to rotate, or is it one of those like, it's this week where this is Walt's week, next week is Lincoln's week?
I'm not sure.
Residencies at the Opera House.
Yeah.
I don't have any of these answers. They just said it would rotate. They said the Lincoln show isn't going anywhere. The Walt show will rotate with the Lincoln show. So I would have to assume some sort of like, or they just integrate the Walt show into the Lincoln show. What if it's the same show? I don't know.
There was something I felt like whenever I heard that they were doing this, there's just something that felt very macabre of just like an animatronic of the park's creator being made and put on display in the park that the guy created. Just like this, it's almost it's like they just can never let him die. Like they can never like he's being tortured. It's the literal
90.
It's the literal. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
But now that you've mentioned that, like the Opera House is across town square from Walt's actual apartment.
Right.
Like the dude lived right there,
which is allegedly haunted from
by Walt.
Yeah,
it is crazy to me to think that like 100 years from now there could be an animatronic me like upstairs in my living room for people to come visit.
Right, like it's I don't know. I think it's a good idea, and I think it's very fitting because Walt gets to be in his park now. But also, it's still kind of weird.
Oh yeah,
like if one thing is getting haunted at Disneyland, it's definitely the Walt Disney animatronic.
Yeah, like do you remember that episode of the original Scooby-Doo series where they were at that amusement park, that Riverside amusement park, and Charlie the robot was running around? That's going to be the Walt Disney animatronic.
Like the way what this reminded me of was when KFC hired Norm Macdonald to play Colonel Sanders in his commercials.
Yes.
Like Colonel Sanders was a real dude.
Yeah.
And so now we're just doing the Disney version of that. And if Norm wasn't dead, they'd probably hire him.
I give it 2 years before the Walt animatronic starts pleading for its life.
Or breaks free of its restraints and starts marching down Main Street.
Please kill me.
But they used Walt's actual head.
I never said any of this.
I liked Oswald better.
I wouldn't have wanted any of this.
Like he's just walking down Main Street, like this is fine. Turns the corner. What the hell?
It'd be even better if it was like just slight grievances, where he's like, churros aren't that great. Everyone's like,
man, I was
disagree,
thinking about
Walt.
that. I was thinking about that. Like, what would Walt say if he just turned around and he saw Deadpool in Disneyland?
What would Walt say? What would Deadpool say? Both just.
Both reactions would be fantastic. I can tell you that.
I think it'd be the Spider-Man meme. It would just be.
All right, so that's all Disneyland's getting. Disneyland's just getting its creator back.
One more thing.
No, isn't something going in a no? The Way of Water is going in a
no. I mean Disneyland Park.
Oh, okay.
Not the resort. So now we're gonna cross the Esplanade into California Adventure, and they are getting an entire Avatar land. That's
wait, different. No, he said Disneyland. Oh wait, no, you're right. It is California. That's weird. I could have sworn he said Disneyland and not California Adventure.
Oh nope, it's going because when he said California Adventure, I was like, neat. Where?
Yeah, well, when he said Disneyland, I was like, neat. Where? I was just there and I couldn't move. Yeah, so where are you building an Avatar ride?
They are out of room. for now.
Yeah.
They're making more room, but that's years down the anyway. So
you have to buy
a whole
neighborhood
Avatar
first.
land based on the Way of Water, which great. I mean, if they make it look like the concept art, and I saw what they did in Animal Kingdom, go nuts, man.
Well, they said it's kind of going to be a mix because of when it comes out, right? It's going to be a mix of Way of Water and the newly mentioned Fire and Ash.
Yeah, what shocked me was that Flight of Passage is not the main ride.
No.
It's a boat ride.
Ooh.
And honestly, I appreciate it because I really like that you switch up going to the parks and getting different like attractions.
Yeah, I love that there's two Avatar lands. Well, there will be two Avatar lands that are completely different, and I'm sure they'll look amazing. But the boat ride concept art looked like the same kind of boat ride system from Shanghai's Pirates of the Caribbean. And if you haven't ever watched that, watch it. It will blow your mind.
Also, if you don't like boat rides, you can go ahead and turn off the podcast because we're going to announce like 3 or 4 more.
Yeah, there's so many boat rides coming down the line. Also in California Adventure is a Coco boat ride.
Yeah, dude. But this is what's interesting. They said that the inspiration for this came mostly from Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion.
Interesting.
What? I don't understand how that. Like the
I'm
Pirates of
pumped.
the Caribbean makes sense.
I mean, it does because it's a boat ride, right? But I think more like the layout of it is Haunted Mansion, maybe like the structural layout of Haunted Mansion.
But again, where the hell is this going?
But also, it could be one of those things where someone watches like because it deals with the dead. They're like, oh, like Haunted Mansion. And you're like, yeah, but that's the only way it's related. And they're like, yeah, but
That's true. Yeah, but they're all dead. They're skeletons.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
That still got me pumped because they had it was not the announcement I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, there it is.
Just like the Haunted Mansion.
Podcasters, you didn't see it, but there's just a haunting
house.
on screen.
Jordan's house is just like the Haunted Mansion.
It's true.
To be fair, Jordan, if there was a presence at your house, that exact positioning and posing of the skeleton is pretty much exactly what I'd expect at your house.
So this is a Mythic Legions skeleton figure that they just came out with, and I bought 4 of them specifically so I could pose all of them like this and take a picture of them doing the skeleton dance.
Hell yeah.
But then, like, whenever I'm done taking photos like that, they came with like really cool shields and spears and swords. So like that scene from Clash of the Titans or Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah.
From the Harryhausen, like that's what these guys are supposed to be. So
I approve of both tributes.
But I'm going to I need to open the other 3 and pose them so I can do my skeleton dance photo shoot.
But I didn't think that they were announcing the ride because they had Ernesto de la Cruz come out.
Oh yeah,
in full makeup with like the chin that he had for was it Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party last year?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought they were announcing that like that presentation and like that performance was coming to Disneyland. I was really excited. I didn't expect a ride, and there was no mention of Ernesto after that. But I hope that just they continue to incorporate that into the parks.
I like that when they announced the Coco ride in our group text. I believe Ryan's reaction was, "Oh fuck you, Jake."
Nah.
Just because I'm closest.
yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, a Coco ride, cool. And he's like, coming to California Adventure. I said, damn it, Jake.
Yeah, it's about right.
Sorry.
That's okay. We got better stuff coming.
Lastly, in California Adventure, we finally know what the hell the Avengers ride is going to be.
2 of them.
And it's going to be the Spider-Man ride from Islands of Adventure.
Yeah, really? Basically the same. Well, I mean, it's the same vehicle, more or less. I think originally wasn't it supposed to be jetpacks, like a jetpack looking thing, like individual?
So yes, which is the other ride now at Avengers Campus.
So wait, did they scrap the whole Quinjet ride?
No, it's still a Quinjet, just everyone's in the same Quinjet now.
Oh, okay.
This Quinjet also traverses space and time and multiverses.
Oh, okay.
Right. It basically there's technology on the ship that can like make a portal in front of you. Kind of like they did in the Marvels, if you saw that. Just like generating a portal right in front of you.
Yeah.
The Marvels or the Eternal? Wait.
Well, Marvels specifically.
Marvels. Yeah, you're right.
Because it's almost like they opened a hole that already existed.
Yeah.
Like the same pattern. So, but I mean, it's the exact same thing because they name dropped King Thanos. They said that you're going to be able to go to Asgard, New York, Wakanda.
Yeah, no, the order they're like, you can go to Asgard, you're gonna go to Wakanda, you're gonna go to New York City. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I'm not very excited about New York, but then it showed King Thanos in a destroyed inner sanctum,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay, I'm
Like-
excited now.
I don't know how excited I should be for this ride. It should be pretty cool, but it's just like so vague. I don't know what it's gonna be. The other ride they're getting is a kuka arm that shakes you around and then spits you out.
Quite literally.
Like
The only fun thing is that you can get a different arm every time that has a different pattern.
like so you're sitting in a two-person pod going around a conveyor belt. A kuka arm picks you up and does kind of this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And as far as I know, that's the ride. That's it. It just puts you back down, and I'm into
Now,
it.
I'll tell you this. I am a big Marvel, specifically MCU head, and I've defended a lot from MCU, specifically to a lot of people. I think this is the first one where I'm like, oh, fuck you. Because people make jokes of Star Wars where it's like, oh, Glebo Santorum is appearing in Mandalorian. This is the first time that I felt like it was the same thing for MCU, where they're like, guys, your favorite character has a new ride. Oh my God, is it this hero? Is it this hero? No, it's the goofy arm from Iron Man and Iron Man 2 that had an attitude to Tony Stark. It's his ride, and he just fucking flips you upside down and stuff. And that's fun, right? I was like, damn it.
Now, hold on a second.
I trusted you. You were the chosen one.
We all trusted you.
Now, we've all been on Mater's Junkyard Jamboree or Alien Swirling Saucers, right?
Ass,
I've
yeah.
been on Alien Swirly
It's the
Saucers.
same ride.
It's the same ride, but you get airtime.
They're so fun. So I'm equating this Kuka arm ride to those where, when they were announced, I was like, what the hell is this? Nobody asked for this.
But Doug, what I'm saying is you put me in Tower of Terror and you gave me Guardians,
Oh, yeah,
all
no,
the
I know.
music and great visuals, right? And also, we never really did a debrief of my Disneyland trip, but walking through Tavan, the collector's museum,
Uh-huh.
that was the ride for me. I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. I loved that. I got to do fucking Thwips as Spider-Man on the Web Slingers ride. Amazing. And you're telling me that I get to go be an Avenger on this Quinjet and defeat King Thanos? Amazing. What else can I do? Get my ass shook around by the fucking petty robot from Iron Man 2. I'm just saying it doesn't super fill my excitement needs of being at Avengers Campus. Cool.
Honestly,
They need something for kids. I totally get it, but not for me.
I everything you said is just the opposite of a problem. I don't understand what the complaint is.
Yeah, Josh tomorrow reading the fucking suggestion box. Shake my ass around with a D-rate character from a one-off movie.
Well, what's hilarious is that ride system. The Kuka arm is the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey ride system.
Almost to the track. It's just circling the entire time.
They're what if we took that, but removed literally everything? We're putting it outside.
That's the Harry Potter ride I got stuck on.
Ugh.
Yeah. It was when
So
we were
now you can
upside
get stuck
down,
at
too.
California Adventure.
Outside in the sun.
Outside in the heat. But yeah, you're right. That was technically it wasn't the only thing they announced because they did announce a release date for Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Disneyland.
Wait, which one is open?
Remember when they did Skylar Aston and Darren Criss did a weird musical number of just announcing things over and over?
I know they announced it. Wait.
So Disney World is open right now, right?
Mhm.
But Disneyland is opening November 15th.
For
I feel like
Tiana's
this is
Bayou
one of those
Adventure,
things
right?
I knew, but for some reason I thought Disneyland's was open.
So this is Josh, how he teleported and time traveled. That was Josh time traveling into you just now. Because you knew that. You just didn't know it as Josh.
Okay, so Disneyland's is opening in November.
Correct. Disney World is open right now.
And so in my mind, I'm so Disneyland's is opening again. Shit.
You were thinking of Tiana's food? or Tiana's Kitchen.
Oh, you know what? You might be right because she's getting the whole cafe thing there. But I don't
So
think that's open
Tiana's
either.
food is not open in Disney World yet, but it is open in Disneyland.
Huh.
That it was announced, or not announced, that opened recently.
Guys, I promise I'm a
No.
Disney podcaster.
There's too much to keep track of.
It's true.
Um,
I'm impressed how well we're doing so far. I mean, everything I've said is off the top of my head.
yeah, and I have a list pulled up to keep us honest.
Okay, so let's cross the country now. Let's go to Epcot. Let's talk
Let's
about all
do
the
it.
cool things Epcot's getting.
Let's go ahead and start with the biggest thing right off the top. There's a man named Shabuzi, apparently. So Mater is on screen, and Mater's like, "Listen, Josh, I couldn't be there in person, but I just wanted to bring someone who is just equally as excited. He's a good friend of mine. He wants to tell you all about the parks and how excited we are." And the doors open, right? There's like big old doors in the middle. The doors open like this. And you're like, this is the perfect amount of space for Lightning McQueen to come out here. And be like, "Ka-chow, everybody. Can't wait for you to come see me in 2 years," or whatever. And instead he's like, "Yeah, well, anyways, his name is Shabuzi, bye," and just goes off screen. And then a rapper whose name I'm guessing is Shabuzi came out and performed Life is a Highway. And then Josh is like, "Yep, 2 new cars rides coming to Disney World."
Wait, we're not there yet.
So-
That's towards the end. Put a pin in your cars. We're at
Put a pin in there. Okay, I got it. But Shabuzi is the headliner.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Epcot.
We're getting the lounge. You're getting the Spaceship Earth lounge,
And next year.
and it looks good too. Like that concept art looks nice.
It looks better
So
than the
I'm confused. Where
cafeteria.
is it then?
That's what the cafeteria should have fucking been.
What's the location?
Not the
of it?
cafeteria, whatever that fucking Communicore. Fucking
Yeah, it looks like a cafeteria. I think
Yeah.
so. That at Spaceship Earth, this is just a hunch because it's the only place I can think of. There is a second story lounge that overlooked what used to be the Fountain of Nations,
Uh-huh.
and that's the only
Okay.
place I could think of where it would go, especially since it's a Spaceship Earth lounge, unless they take out the Tomorrow Playground.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna have a lot of those feelings later on in this episode. I'm fine with it.
I had a lot of feelings like reading through, because a lot of what we heard were announcements, right?
Mhm.
And then like yesterday and today were very much the reality of where these things are going.
Yes.
So every announcement that I heard, I was like, "Oh, actually, I don't care." like at first I was shocked, and I was like, "Oh, actually, I don't give a shit."
Wait, you don't give a shit about the announcement?
No, about the location of where it's going.
Oh,
in
okay,
places,
yeah.
which we'll
Yeah.
get to. I know,
Yeah.
but like to Jordan's point, if they were getting rid of the playground area, cool.
You know
Great.
that very blue area that I just walk through every time I get a Spaceship
Yeah.
Earth?
So,
And to be fair, we're all way beyond who should be interested in that, right? Like that was never for us, but like there's just so much better you can do than just a playground that you rethemed to whichever movie just came out a year ago.
Yeah.
So what was the other Epcot? Because I only saw the lounge.
Just Test Track opening year.
Oh well, I mean, we knew that was coming anyway.
Right.
so
And
it's
that's
not
all
like-
Epcot got. But no
They
fairness,
did
Epcot-
show like a little bit of a sketch. I mean, it was colored and everything, but a sketch of what the Test Track retheming will look like. And shocker, looks like a perfect combination of the original and what just got rid of.
You know, it was funny. It's funny because we've all been alive to see 3 iterations of Test Track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was only one other ride I could think of that has been redone 3 times. And it's
Now you
also
say
an Epcot.
redone, you don't just mean like refurbishments, you mean like straight up like,
Like total
retheming.
rehaul, but still the same ride.
what's that?
Imagination.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shit.
All
Good call.
right,
and-
where
Coming
we
in
moving
for a
next?
4th.
It's true. What, Jordan?
Where are we moving next? We going to Animal
Let's go to
Kingdom?
Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios. All right, let's. This one had some solid announcements, I think.
So this one
Okay. Yeah, true.
made the Screamscape crowd and the early 2000s Mice Chat crowd very happy. Because we've been shooting for this one for 20 years. It's so much that when I threw it into the group text, it blew Ryan's mind when it happened.
Yeah.
So we're getting a Monsters Inc. land
Mm-hmm.
with the door roller coaster.
Yes.
But the door roller coaster, specifically, Josh said, is going to be the first type of roller coaster that they've introduced to Disneyland or Disney World, which is the suspended overhead.
Suspended, yeah. So,
which it needs to be.
So, let me ask you this, and this is the big question for it. Where do we think Monsters Inc. World is going?
Now, this is where it gets tough. Let's do a little investigative work.
So I've heard quite a few things, and there's one that like I saw my buddy Sean posted a TikTok giving credit to somebody else earlier, and I think it's a pretty solid hypothesis.
I'll give you this. I will give you what I think is going to happen. I'll give you what I want to happen, and I'll give you what better fucking not happen.
I have one of those too, but let's hear Jordan's.
Yeah, Jordan, you go ahead.
What Sean said.
So the big fear is that Muppets is going away.
There you go. We just knocked out all three for everybody.
So that whole courtyard, I don't think it's going there.
I don't either.
It's not enough room for what they say they want to do.
So I looked at Google Earth. The only way that would be possible would be also to take out Star Tours and expand it into the swamp.
Exactly.
Which I don't see them doing.
Put a pin in that, because I was looking at the Hollywood Studios map earlier. Logic tells me that well the next place logic tells me is that whole Pixar Place area with where Launch Bay is. It's going that way. Like it's going to go there and back, which would make sense. Because there was in the concept art, there was that nice open ground area, kind of like when you walk into that area and there's like all the stroller parking. The only thing that makes me think it's not going there is that Little Mermaid is just reopened or is about to reopen.
And there's no reason for them to get rid of the Disney Junior dance thing.
Right. Which I feel like you could easily move that. Like that's something that's easily copy and paste somewhere else. Like
you need an auditorium and then just build a stage outside.
Like I feel
we did it with Lion King.
But I mean, you could do that. Like you can do a quick setup stage like they used to do in front of the theater for the Star Wars thing for that. So like that's not an issue. Like I don't think that's an issue. But I don't think that they're going to invest the money to revamp that Little Mermaid theater and then knock it down for a Pixar thing.
Right.
So Jordan, here's what you've done, and I'm teeing you up for the finale here. You have gone through what I don't want to have happen.
Okay.
You have gone through what I do want to have happen.
Hey, can I just show you guys something?
And tell us what is going to happen. Because I think we're saying the same thing.
So my buddy Sean Rosell, Sean in Orlando, had stitched a TikTok from somebody else who does much more, I guess, in the weeds of theme park stuff, and that person's name is Alicia Stella. And that person did like some overhead Google investigating type Google Maps shit. And that the working hypothesis is that entire section where Rock and Roller Coaster and that cheesy ass Cars thing,
which I forget exists,
Racing Academy,
is you could just expand past that because it's nothing but parking lots anyway.
Yeah.
With so you already have two buildings to put attractions in. You have one that's already pre-fit for a ride ride structure. And then you can build on back to like the big, like I guess what would be considered the weenie of Monstropolis in the concept art.
I got you. So this is Google Earth. So we're looking right here. Here's the entire Rock and Roller Coaster building setup. Here's Racing Academy.
So like you could essentially just this, like that whole section
Yeah.
Yeah, so from there, from where it says Rock and Roller Coaster on back.
And,
I mean, I don't know what those buildings are on the other side of that, but
movable. They're movable is what they
yeah,
are.
yeah. Because you can't tell me that those buildings can't go where those trees are across the street.
Also,
Jake, you go ahead.
the Rock and Roller Coaster actual building, the one that you don't really see from the park, but like the building that houses the roller coaster, very much shaped like the giant MI building.
Yeah.
So, is it weird if I really like this part of the rumor?
No,
Well,
I'm actually down. This is the one thing I want to happen the most.
I agree. Jake, could you let me present something real quick?
Yes.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Okay, you just tell me when you're ready, and I'll
Why are your
whip it
pants
out.
off?
You wear pants in this, Jordan?
It's okay, honey. It's fine. Hold on.
Wait, Rob doesn't like this. I think we just got booed.
Okay, I think we're seeing the same thing here.
Listen,
All right, so
Yes, yeah,
we all know my feelings on Aerosmith. I wanted that ride to go away a long time ago.
well, once it came back and it wasn't Powerline, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
Ryan,
okay.
what we got here?
So everyone think about what Rock and Roller Coaster looks like when you first turn the corner after a Tower of Terror and you're looking at Rock and Roller Coaster. And now look at this.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. Like it's the perfect amount of space to put that in there. And the kicker for me, you nailed it, Jordan. There's not enough space between Voyage of the Little Mermaid or whatever it's going to be called when it reopens, which they've confirmed, and getting rid of the Disney Junior Dance Party, which, I mean, if they got rid of, I would just never go to Disney again. So when you have the Rock and Roller Coaster taking place of that, and you push it back a little bit, you have enough space to make it look like Monstropolis. You have enough space and like walls, basically, to make it look hidden. So it feels like you're at Monstropolis, which they have very much very much put the point on. You will feel immersed into this world, which I feel like they haven't said that since Toy Story Land or Galaxy's Edge. So think of the immersion on that level. They are going to have to explain why humans are running the monster stores, but that's fine. Whatever, we'll push past that. And then they said there's a second ride. And to your point, Jordan, you just put that wherever Racing Academy is right now, push it past a little bit more. That to me makes the most sense of space where they're going to put it. And I love that.
And I've never been to Racing Academy. I have zero interest in going to Racing Academy. Like I get that Cars is a big draw for little kids. Like there's a reason that 3 of those movies exist, and that's because they make money and that the characters are popular. I'm not trying to take anything away from that. But I don't see how that can exist in a world where the ride that we're going to talk about when we get to Walt Disney World, like how those two rides, like why go there whenever that ride is going to exist? Like,
I didn't think about that.
So and that's also kind of something else that I have a thought of, because we're about to segue into Animal Kingdom, and we're going to talk about another ride that's coming. I'm just going to go ahead and say it just because I have to mention it by name, because otherwise this is
we all know anyway.
Yeah, listen, because so the Indiana Jones ride that we're going to talk about that's coming to Animal Kingdom, like what's the fucking point of having the stunt show whenever that ride is going to be there now? So my proposition for future Hollywood Studios refurbishment is get rid of the stunt show, pick up Muppet Courtyard, drop it where the stunt show was, so that can be Grand Avenue / Muppet Courtyard, and Grand Avenue will also blend in well with Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood and Vine, and then use that area to bridge Star Tours to Galaxy's Edge.
It all checks out. I was following along right here. Like, yeah,
damn, Nessie needs her like cleaned up. Damn.
Because this stunt show is taking up a lot of space.
That is like prime real estate. That whole stunt show. Now, I like the stunt show. I think the stunt show's past its prime. Like I think
the only opening day attraction that's still there.
but I don't think that that's a good reason to keep it though. Like,
Right, that's what I mean.
Right. So, yeah, there's the nostalgia buttons for it, but we're getting a whole ass new Indiana Jones ride. Why go to the stunt show when I can actually ride a ride?
It's true.
So kind of like the
And
same
they certainly
thing with
don't need
Cars.
2 of those, right? Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Like, so like, why go to the Cars thing when it's just an animatronic that kind of, with the projection technology, when you can actually ride in Lightning McQueen. So
Yeah.
it's so all going all the way back to the Monsters Inc. I feel like that's probably the best place to put it. And
and
like that's a whole new section of the park.
yeah, it's not going to be small. And like the thing I was going to add on is that what we have not mentioned is that they had Billy Crystal come out to announce it and even do like a song. So like that tells me that they are pushing this. This is not just a one little small area. This is a land, much like Toy Story Land. So it's got to be big.
Rod raises a good point. Let's put the laugh floor over there too.
Yeah, here's an interesting idea, Rob. What if we just take the laugh floor and just put it away? And just get rid of it completely. No joke. My brother Tim, and you know this, Jordan. I think you know this. My brother Tim, every time he goes on the laugh floor, is the churro guy, and he hates it. He hates it. He will never do it again because he knows he's the churro guy.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them moving Monsters Inc. laugh floor over there because that gives you a third attraction, right? And then that frees up space in Tomorrowland for something that's actually Tomorrowland-esque.
Yeah, Tomorrowland was just begging for something to be announced at this presentation, wasn't it?
Buddy, listen, Tomorrowland needs an entire ground to ceiling redo.
Stitch's Great Escape was like, hey, Josh, how about me? He's like, get out! Get back in the base.
I think Tron was a good start, but we got to keep that ball rolling for sure.
Yeah. They should have at least been like, hey, and about Stitch's Great Escape, we're aware and we're on it. Anyways, moving forward.
And the Speedway. We'll get there. I have things to say.
What else?
Right,
so what else?
Josh did confirm, very last thing. Sorry, Josh did confirm construction starts 2025. So we are very close to this happening.
Okay.
Yes.
So didn't they say like construction has already kind of started?
That was for the Villain's Land.
Oh, okay. So what else was Hollywood Studios?
I think it was just that.
It was really just Monsters Inc.
Okay, cool. Let's go to Animal Kingdom then.
All right, we are at Animal Kingdom. Let me just pull this up right now because I'm there. Bam! Dinoland, USA. The greatest themed land of any theme park ever.
Listen, I love Dinoland. I do. I really know. This was probably, aside from the Yeti, like this was my favorite place to go in Animal Kingdom. But like if I have to give up Dinoland for anything, I'll happily give up Dinoland for some kind of Indiana Jones anything.
Yes.
So my love of dinosaurs does not supersede my love of Indiana Jones.
It is interesting to me, and I'm with you on that. I'm very happy to get A, new things at Animal Kingdom, B, Indiana Jones, and the thing that we have not mentioned yet that is coming. But I do like how much he stretched the idea of Animal Kingdom that Indiana Jones could be there. Because the theming of it is, well, Indiana Jones has heard that there's a mythical creature that may or may not exist, and he wants to go see it.
And that mythical creature is going to be a Carnotaurus.
It's not our dino.
I do like the idea of Indiana Jones being like, well, I've seen a lot of holy shit.
So I'm actually really looking forward to all of the people on, like all of the artists on Diz Twitter coming up with Indiana Jones and dinosaur mashup scenarios. I'm really looking forward to that. But like that being said, like, is that a cheap cop out? Yeah, probably, but also
It fits.
but think about it though, like yes, it's called Animal Kingdom, but the animals were the gateway about learning about all of the other places' cultures, like all of Asia's cultures and all of Africa's cultures. So I think this is kind of that's the MacGuffin to learn about the South. Was it South? It's not Mesoamerican. It's South
Tropical
America, right?
Americas.
Tropical Americas. Okay, so
And-
to like learn about the Middle America cultures.
And he compared it to Harambe, which north end of the park, which does everything you just said fantastically.
Yeah.
Give me a South American Harambe, I'm in. With a singing,
I
dancing
honestly,
house.
this is because I've watched too much of you doing DMing, Jake. When you said, give me a Harambe, I was like, Harambe check, coming.
So
Okay, everyone over her initiative.
So do we think that they're going to recycle the ride system and the
I was
ride
going to
track?
ask that because he really hammered the point that it's going to be an all new story. The dinosaur track layout is exactly the same as the ride layout in Disneyland.
Yes.
And the car system is very, very similar. The way it rocks, very, very similar. It feels like they'd be dumb not to reuse a lot of it.
But is it going to be the same track layout is what I'm getting at. Like I can understand them keeping the cars or keeping the ride vehicles and then them redoing the track. But will it just be dinosaur with an Indiana Jones skin? Is what
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, look at this picture. They can't expand. There's a big ass pond behind it.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get in there and like move track around though.
Exactly.
That one and that one. Can we swap them?
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. Again,
it's all going to look really great when it's done.
I don't mean to be that middle school kid. My time in the Hamptons, but like when I was at Disneyland, like experiencing that Indiana Jones ride was otherworldly because I knew it was older, and I was like, I need to set expectations real low because it's older. I just did Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, excellent by the way. All rides should end with you going to hell. So Indiana Jones, I rode that, and like my mind was blown the entire time. Like
It's
the structure of it, the way it's built out, how large it is, how like layered it is. So I was losing my mind.
So like my question is, so Ryan, on the Indiana Jones ride where, it starts off, you're going through the chambers of destiny, then there's Indy holding that door. But when you turn that corner into the main chamber, like the big ass room, can they do that here? It's the same, like they didn't put like support structures up to prevent that or anything, did they? I don't know. That big ass room blows my mind to this day. That
so here's the thing.
It's one of the best reveals next to the Rise of the Resistance AT-ATs.
I'm 100% with you on that, and absolutely, it's a very close second to the AT-ATs and everything in Rise of the Resistance. But that did blow my mind, and I was just thinking about that the entire time. Now, to Jordan's point, I don't think you would have to expand too much more. I think it's a question of height, not a question of width. I think you have the space and everything. The question is, do you have the height to pull this off? And if you do, I'm not saying I want an exact replica of Disneyland's ride, but that exists. That has existed for decades now. If you're making a new Indiana Jones ride and it's a similar structure, you got to impress me. And I feel like it's got to be something to that level or bigger. So to me, they can't use the same track. They may reuse parts of it, but they have to rebuild this thing basically.
Now, when you say the same track, you mean the track layout?
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
They have, because it's well known in our community that it is the same layout as Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just going to spawn a bunch of side-by-side comparison videos, and then people are attacking Josh because he said it was going to be all new. Also, Review It Rob makes a great point that the introduction was great. And this is one of those names that I've only read in print and never heard actually out loud.
Oh, Kehei Kwan, right?
Is that what it is?
Kehei Kwan?
I believe it's Kehei Kwan, yeah.
Okay.
I think Josh butchered it on Saturday.
Yeah, he said Ki Kwan.
He said Ki Kwan, yeah. Ki Kwan.
like when he said that, I was like, I don't think that's right, and that's why I was afraid right now to pronounce it.
Well, and like that's the thing is not only was it a great introduction, but it was also like, hey, didn't you guys love hearing that rendition of Indiana Jones theme? Anyways, Kei Kwan was conducting it, and he just turns around. You're like, what? What was he doing conducting?
Yeah, I did see that.
That was great. But so here's the kicker. All of tropical America in Animal Kingdom is set to open 2027. So that's 3 years from now. They have plenty of time to build out whatever they need to for it. So that's why I feel like it just has to be impressive. If you use the same track layout from Dinosaur, I don't think it's going to be nearly as impressive. You could always, what the hell do I know what I'm talking about? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it can't be the same layout and be as impressive as the Disneyland one. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, agreed. Also, I'm pretty sure Casita
Yes.
is going where Primeval World was.
So for anyone who's not aware, the secondary part of, well, I guess the second of 3 parts of Tropical Americas is that they are building an Encanto ride. And the exterior, I think it's going to be a lot like Haunted Mansion, right? Like you go inside the Haunted Mansion, but you don't. So you see the casita.
What?
Right. Oh. So you see the casita and its doors open while you're in the queue and everything. And then the ride is very much, is it Luis? Is that right? The youngest child?
The one that talks to the animals?
Yes.
No.
I can't remember.
And
what's his name? Antonio, thank you.
Luis
So Antonio, the ride takes place on the day that he gets his powers, and his power is that he can talk to animals. And that was how Josh was like, huh? Animal Kingdom. So
he's not wrong. It worked on me.
Yeah, it worked on me too. I was like, perfect. Yeah, that's all you had to do. So it does it does include things from the movie, but it said that the ride and story also goes beyond the movie. So you'll be going through the house in multiple sections. It's not confirmed, but it did look like a boat.
Well, someone said it's not a boat, but I agree with you. It looked a lot like a boat.
They probably just took the image from Coco and just photoshopped it. But
leave the boat.
It looked like a boat. It looks very exciting. I'm all about dark rides, and this is very much another dark ride animatronic with Encanto.
Yeah,
which
I'll take a dark ride over
just
a shitty
blown
Wild
up.
Mouse any day.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't like
So
the world.
I'm very excited for that. Jordan, do you know about the third attraction being built for Tropical Americas?
No, the only other thing that I know of is the Zootopia show.
And that's taking place in the Tree of Life, right?
Yes.
That's the speculation.
And it said winter 2025, but that's like January, right?
No, I think that's next winter.
No, well,
really?
Well, winter is technically December 21st, so unless they switch it out.
But isn't winter technically like December 21st to like February, like whatever?
Yeah, but the year kind of
December
splits.
to March. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it would have to say winter 26 for it to be okay. Or it'd have to say winter 24 for it to be like January, February this year.
For this year, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, okay. I'm with you. So not nearly as soon as I'd want it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So this one kind of got swept under the rug. With the talk of Indiana Jones and Encanto, they're doing a carousel in Tropical Americas.
That's right. Yes.
But all of the horses are wood carved. I guess they're not all horses. They're animals. They're all wood carved, and they're all characters from classic Disney stories.
But in a wood carved carousel style.
Yes, and the only one that we know of for sure is Kevin from Up.
Oh,
and there was I'll find it for you real quick if you want. There was a wood model shown at D23. Kevin wood carving carousel.
the keyboard tapping was very ASMR, and I was kind of into it.
I'm typing up, where's the nearest Taco Bell near me? All right, I can share my screen if you want to give me that power.
Bring up Kevin. You just request and then I approve. There you go.
It's just like work. Okay, so here's our board.
I love it.
Look at the details, right? Like the fact that it's hand or wood carved. I do think that this is gonna make me want to go opening week or opening month because there's no shot that this thing is going to be the same quality 2 months after it opens.
I mean, the Disneyland carousel is the same way. That thing's older than Disneyland by a lot. And
I guess it'd have to be preserved a little bit, right? It's not just wood.
Yeah. But
this looks great.
I'm looking at this wooden Kevin. This is one of my favorite things I've ever seen in my life.
It's great. I mean, look at
fantastic.
the presentation of this. That's the carousel in the background.
Look at him.
So they said that it's not just going to be some. All of the animals are themed to be Disney characters.
And in that style. Oh my gosh.
And in the wood carving. And
I don't care about Indiana Jones anymore. I just want this carousel.
Now, if Indiana Jones, the vehicle was Kevin, wood carved.
I'm never leaving. They'll have to drag me out of the park.
Now we're talking. So those are the three main attractions announced for, or I shouldn't say main. Those are the only three attractions announced for Tropical Americas. But I did feel like he 100% hammered on the Harambe thing that you mentioned, Jake, where he was like, I want to stress that this is like culture. Like you're going to feel immersed into the culture of the Tropical Americas here.
There was one thing, maybe I missed it, but one thing that was missing, as far as I know. Are there any animal attractions?
Like
actual
animals?
Like animals. Like, yeah. Oh.
None mentioned.
Because, I mean, that's a big part of Harambe is that there's an entire trail.
That's true. But, I mean, honestly, think about it. They had the birds. What was that show called? The
Wings of Flight.
Paradise of Wings of Paradise.
Flying Wings.
We're just having a stroke.
Wings featuring Paul McCartney.
Wasn't it Winged Encounters?
Yes.
Okay. So this is so stupid, and this is like my brain actually like begging for oxygen. But Jake, you saying Wings featuring Paul McCartney, I just imagine like a toucan like hitting its beak against a wall to the tune of "Let 'Em In." Like, someone's knocking at the door.
Well, suddenly I know what I want. I know what I want the tiki room to be.
It's a good song.
But no announced animal stuff. But to be honest, because they got rid of that ride that I'm talking about that was next to Everest a little bit, it makes sense that they could just reopen it there. And Tropical America's birds is a very big, easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So
well,
sounds like they could.
I just want a tapir. Tapir.
You want what?
A tapir. Tapir?
I'm sorry, do you want a tapir exhibit or do you want a tapir?
Yes. Just give me both. No, I'm a tapir
popcorn bucket tapir.
Tapirs are so cool. Just like half pig, half elephant, just freaks of nature, and I love them. And they're from South America. Just give me a tapir. Anyway, Jordan, Johnny, we need to get to Magic Kingdom.
Yes. Okay. So,
can I start?
Magic Kingdom. Yes, please go ahead. Actually, I think there's only really two. Oh no, there's two main things. Go ahead.
And one of them turned out to be my favorite announcement. Nope, it's not that one. Guys, a mini off-road Cars Land taking the place of Rivers of America is the ballsiest move I've ever seen in a Disney park.
It is that is pretty ballsy, right? Because the Haunted Mansion's right there.
Right. So when at the D23, they announced it. They're like mini Cars Land in the mountains. The ride is a rally racing ride. Guys, I fucking love rally racing.
He said 2 rides.
Right. No one knows what the second ride is.
Nope.
Nothing's been said.
He said it's kid friendly is all he said.
It's Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy.
I guess that you can kind of kiss our Sleepy Hollow ride idea goodbye.
Yeah,
that's where it's gonna go.
So after it was announced, before today's announcement, I'm over here on Google Earth. I'm like, okay, if they move this, they can get around Thunder Mountain. And I had a plot of land picked out. I had a plot of land for cars, and then over next to it, it's going to make a loop through Villains Land, and that path's going to come down by Haunted Mansion. It was perfect in my mind. Cue today's announcement. I was like, holy shit, the entire river's just gone.
Yeah.
Like, they're just taking a bulldozer to that. So many people are upset. And
you know what though? Maybe if so many stupid people wouldn't be jumping in the fucking water at Disney World, we could have nice things.
That's a good point, but I don't even care about the nice things. When was the last time you went to Tom Sawyer Island?
I've never been.
Mine was more than 15 years ago. Tim broke a
Anyone's
crate.
complaint of that
Mine
right
has
now,
been at least 41 years.
like the
And
complaint of
counting.
that in 2024 is literally a 6-year-old temper tantrum of like,
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of Rivers of America, but I'm gonna play with it. You haven't played with it ever. And they're like, but I was gonna.
Right?
Like, guys, look, I know this is a Disney podcast, and I consider ourselves a Disney podcasters. I don't give a shit about the Rivers of America. I
Nah,
never
fuck it.
have. I never will. The Liberty Bell, fucking burn it to the ground.
Yeah,
Let's
fuck it.
sink this ship.
Jake,
it.
you're the Donald Glover gif of like, good.
Yeah.
About Rivers of America. I'll get rid of it. Good.
Good.
Do it.
The picture they released today with Frontierland facades on the left side, you can see Tiana's in the background and Thunder Mountain over here. I was like, this is glorious. And Jordan, again, you've never been there. Ryan, how amazing is Cars Land at California Adventure?
Oh, it's amazing. It
It's one
does
of the
feel
best
like you're
lands
there.
ever.
It I don't know if it's the best land ever, but what I will say
one
is
of
that
them.
it is the one that feels the very most like I'm in the movie.
Right.
Because
If I had
Galaxy's
to
Edge
pick-
is its own interpretation, right?
Right.
Toy Story Land is its own interpretation. Radiator Springs is, they literally said, well, this shop goes here and this goes here because it is the fucking movie.
Yeah.
So it is the most accurate for
And
sure.
they're building a thing that's not in any of the movies. So it's like sometimes the cars go on vacation, I guess. They go camping. Frontierland. Let's do this. I am so excited for this. And it's something that it was on no one's radar.
I do feel bad. Someone pointed out that they're going to be in line at Haunted Mansion and just hear like, ka like in the background.
Again, this
So
is
I
not a
feel bad
problem.
for them. But that's fine. They can live with that. They just pump up the music a little bit louder.
Like one of the
Um,
biggest things about the Rivers of America was just the kinetic motion of the boat. Now we
Yes.
get kinetic motions of the cars. It's fine.
Yeah, but
Taylor,
also, if I might, also, I think you kind of jostled my memory when you said Haunted Mansion. Think about like all the Halloween stuff they're doing at Cars Land in Disneyland. They're gonna do that shit at fucking Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Sleepy Hollow overlay.
Sure.
Oh, let's do it.
Headless Horseman on
It's in-
going
The bumperless
love
horseman.
trails.
Okay, I liked yours better. I was going to say the convertible horseman.
Oh,
I
don't
like
know.
the idea though of
maybe
him
that
being
one's
like
actually pretty good.
menacing and being like, well, one side, whoa, like being very nervous on the pathway.
So
But Taylor brought up a very good point that she wanted me to mention on the podcast. So we know that Cars is going to be built where Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America are. But what are they going to do with the now abandoned riverboat? And I said, sell it to the Mutineers.
Guys, are we going to buy a boat?
A riverboat. A Disney World riverboat.
with wheels.
Well, yeah, because otherwise, where are we going to park it?
Right.
It's going to have to go at you guys' houses. I mean, I live in the Mojave Desert. We don't know what water wheels.
Wheels.
Halfway through,
Well,
I was
also,
like, nope.
let's not forget that there was a fourth person on this podcast at some point tonight, and they were underneath a helicopter. So if we need someone to help us figure out how to hide a large vehicle,
Now, hold on.
I know a guy.
Your wife asked you what they're going to do with the riverboat, and the
Yeah.
best answer you came up with is we going to purchase it?
I'm sorry, can you think of something better than that?
No, the greatest answer ever. So,
Because like the shitty answer is like a la Disney Springs, they're just going to turn into a restaurant, right?
or like put it out in the Seven Seas Lagoon and make it as part of the electrical pageant. I don't know.
I do
Good
hope
luck.
that someone just finds it in like 3 years. Like they just set it out to sea.
It's going to end up at that Orlando warehouse that they store this old stuff. Just a whole lot of boat. And now
They
remember,
probably
there's
will tear it down.
two of them, but one of them sunk.
All right, I gotta get going. Let's wrap this up.
All right.
Well,
and
good
then
thing there's
there-
only one more thing.
Let's
and-
land. Well, there's the Pirates Lounge, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, there's going to be a Pirates Lounge.
Done. There
That's
it is.
exactly what it sounds like. It looks neat.
Coming
great.
next year.
No notes. And then let's see. Something about a villain's land. Anyway, I'm Jake. That's Jordan.
And me.
No, so Villain's Land is look. Can we all agree that Villain's Land does not exist until freaking Dark Universe was announced down the street?
So I don't know, because they've been talking about doing a 5th gate of villains. Well, no, hold on. That's been the fan rumor of a 5th gate as a villains park. Like people have been swapping that rumor back and forth for Jesus, like probably longer than I've been going to Disney.
There's tumblers about it, for sure.
Right. And I don't necessarily think that an entire 5th gate would be the way to go for something like that.
Yeah.
But I do think a land is fantastic. And I think the amount of land that they're giving to Villains Land is substantial.
Oh yeah, so that was like I said before, when I got on Google Earth and I had Villains Land and Cars Land sharing the same plot of land back there. And bulldozing the river just opened up Villains Land so much. Like, let's go.
I am interested. I will tell you this. I don't really care. I didn't really care when he announced it. I was like, oh, neat. Here's why I care. If you zoom in on the image that he shared for Villains Land, he never mentioned the attractions. I think he said 2, but he never mentioned what the attractions are. One of them, in the far left corner of the picture, features a roller coaster track with black thorns as the tracking. I'm back in. Love that. Maleficent roller coaster. Let's go. I'm all on board. So,
like, give me the Maleficent dragon. Give me Chernobog, and that's all I need. Anything else is just sprinkles and icing up on top.
Now, if you give me like the Dinoland amusement park rides like carnival rides that you're taking away, give them to me here. If I can do like Joanna's egg toss from Rescuers Down Under, like perfect ride.
I don't think McLeach was in the little villain montage, but he should. No,
should have been. Oh, and also they also announced that Disney skins are coming to Fortnite, which begs the question. Yeah, you can't give Maleficent a gun, but you can shoot Grogu with a gun. So
I think that's what we're going to go out on, shooting Grogu with a gun.
I think the literal text message in the group chat was, wait a minute, I can shoot Grogu with a gun.
Yeah.
Followed by, I'm never going to financially recover from this. So
yeah.
Anyway, hey, check out all of our stuff. It's in the links down below.
I'm Jan Stamos.
I'm Beyond Big Thunder Jake.
I'm tired. And hot.
Hey, and we are the Mickey Mutineers. You've been listening to us and you've enjoyed it. I knew
Jake,
something.
No, we're skipping over you being right real quick. People have died to this song.